I think let's start with the WAFCON guys. Any surprises on your side, Zizo, when you look at the lineup in the quarterfinals?
No, not really. Firstly, my attention has mainly been on Banyana. I think that performance in the last match, very strong. You in a tournament, you always want to arrive at the knockout stages on the back of an emphatic win, and they've done very well. I just don't know how the dynamics of the tournament works. I want to see Nigeria.
When Nigeria is through as group winners of Group B, then they play the second place team in Group A, which is
Zambia.
Which is Zambia, yeah.
You must be very afraid. No. You must be very afraid.
Zambia must
Barbara Banda is going to do something.
You can't have one-man show in the big tournament like this. One-woman show, I mean. But for me, I just feel like, Nigeria, for this tournament, they really prepare. You can see, even against Algeria, they struggle. They struggle to get that goal, but you can see a team that really, have the quality, to score goals, and they want to win, So I just feel this tournament, it's for them to lose.
Yes.
You have Banyana Banyana too that are doing very well. The last game they played, they really showed that the defending champion. They stamped their authority, They show that no, we are here to win this tournament. So it's going to be a very tough tournament, but we expected. The teams that are through now, we expected them to be there. The only new phase was the Ghanaian team, for a very long time they haven't been in the quarterfinals. They are there. So it's balanced now. This is where tournament starts.
And Banyana Banyana are playing against Senegal in the quarterfinal. And this is the Senegalese team that had won 4-0 in the opening game against DRC. But went on to lose against Morocco and also against Zambia. Narrow losses, I must say, in terms of how things went there, in terms of the goals that were scored. But there's something that Coach Des is saying about how competitive this WAFCON has become, and also African football in general, that I want us to listen to as she looks ahead to the Senegal game.
Senegal, we had a bit of eye on that, but it was all about getting the result in this one. We got a couple of days to really have a good look, but they've shown in a very difficult group that they can tough it out for the best. So we have to be at the absolute best to get a result, because the game's not going to be easy once again. I don't think any game has been easy at WAFCON. It's shown that the continent, the teams on the continent are improving day by day, week by week. So we got to be really on top of our game against Senegal. They've shown against Zambia a very tight game, against Morocco a very tight game. So we got to be at our best. But tonight was a statement. We've shown what we can do, but we've got to be even better in all those departments. Because when you look at the FIFA international windows, every window there's countries playing. Malawi were not even here, but they were preparing for their 2026 qualifier, which is in October. So all the countries are utilizing that, and I've got to take my hat off and applaud the federations that are giving the countries that opportunity. The investment that has been done. You can see we played Mali in 2018. They have some players here, about 8 or 9 players here, that played against us in 2018, but it shows how they've grown. These strikers just signed a contract to go play in the NWSL. So, more and more players are raising their hands, more and more players are being scouted from the continent, and not just scouted, they're starting in these big teams. So, just keep on growing and keep on moving, and that is good. It's good that it's not a one-sided tournament where you can predict an outcome, because you can't really predict an outcome. The games are so tight, and it's one moment of magic or one moment of madness or a mistake by someone, and then that's a goal. It shows how tight the games are. Look, we didn't want to move. It's a disruption when you move from the one city to the other city, so we wanted to make sure that we stay here. We've had a really good stay here. We've had a good reception here. The people have been very welcoming wherever we've gone. So we feel at home here. It's the first time we've been in Oujda. We've been to Rabat and Casablanca, but it's the first time we've been here, and we've been very welcomed here. As I said earlier, it's not about giving everybody an opportunity, but it's about keeping players fresh as well. We thought at half time that we were in control. and we made changes at the right times, and a big up to the technical team that's behind on the bench. We made the changes at the right time to make sure also that we manage the minutes of the players, because there's some players that have played 290s. I think Bambanani's played 390s, Karabu's played 390s, Fikile's played 390s. So we're trying to manage the minutes. Unfortunately, you cannot replace everyone because you're only allowed a certain amount of substitutes. But we wanted to make sure that we manage the minutes and make sure that we keep players fresh, because we know, the games are coming thick and fast now, and it's a game where if you don't get a result, you're on your way home. So we wanted to make sure that we keep those players fresh as well, to make sure that we get ready for the knockout stages, because, like they say, the competition starts now more than anything, and we need to keep our players as fresh as possible, because you could end up going to 120 minutes and penalties, and that's not just taxing on the body but draining mentally and physically as well. So we just wanted to make sure that we give players some time and give others a little bit more time to rest and manage the minutes.
I think I also relate to what she's saying, because if you remember the previous game we played against Tanzania, they held us to a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Ghana went on to beat Senegal, went on to beat the same Tanzanian team 4-1. And Ghana struggled against Mali. They drew against Mali. And we went on to beat Mali 4-0. So it's also something to say, even as Banyana Banyana are preparing to meet Senegal, there is no therefore in this tournament.
No, there can be. Tournament football is like that, really. It's cliched, but every game as it comes. And also, we know tournament football, knockout stages, no second chances. It's very important that they need to, as I said, it's good that they are going in there on the back of such an emphatic performance where they've scored goals, they were in control, they dominated. Pretty much, I know there's no such thing as a perfect football match, but it was a near perfect performance. The spirits will be very, very high from the ladies, and it's just an issue of going there and then trying to finish the job. I'm also interested to see if maybe the coach may be tempted to start with Reda Makhaya. It's a match where you can't really afford to make mistakes. Early goal, set you up, settle the nerves a little bit. Knockout matches are always like that, with pressure, knowing that if you lose, you go home, and that kind of thing. And also the goalkeeping situation, which has been really a much talking point for the national team of South Africa. I don't know which way she's going to go this time around. The fact of changing goalkeepers has been a huge talking point. Those are the two things which I think needs to happen. But overall, I'm really, really happy. Senegal is not going to be easy. As you're saying that, there's no therefore. You can't say because you beat this one, that other one lost to other one, then you will be able to win the next match. It's just an issue of going there, professional approach, and trying to win the match.
Which brings me to this point, because Zozo is talking about the goalkeeping situation. The coach goes with this goalkeeper Andile or also Kaylin for this game, and I've listened to her saying, especially against, I think it was against Tanzania. She was saying because they needed to build from the back. How important is this thing of having to choose a certain goalkeeper for a certain type of play in a tournament?
For me, I think, going to the tournament, she has a number one in her mind, that this is my number one. And you have to stick with that. Coming to the tournament to try to say you want to build from the back, you want go to the tournament to win a tournament. And for you to win a tournament, you need a good goalkeeper. And a good goalkeeper is a half team. And Andile have proven that. 2 clean sheets. I mean, she makes big saves.
But she makes an argument that they want to play in a certain way because of how the opposition forms up.
But what do you want? You want to play in a certain way and get a draw or lose, or you want to play a proper tournament game and win and get a clean sheet? Because you always have goals in you.
Sure.
So I just feel like when you go to a tournament about 6-7 games, or probably 6 games, for you to win the tournament. So for you to go and build, you can build in the qualifiers. When you play these friendly games, start building from there. When you go to a real tournament, you have your number one. In anywhere in the whole world, number one goalkeeper, because you have to, get used to the defenders, and to be a number one, you have to earn it and handle it in that number one. To keep a clean sheet in the why you change something that is not broken? If you have a clean sheet, your argument is for you to keep a clean sheet. How you keep it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So building from the back,
and I think you are making a very good point that this is a tournament.
Yeah.
And you have someone who's been a top goalkeeper, play her, you know? And because
Yeah, because a tournament is not a place where you can.
no, you cannot come to a tournament trying to say you want to build. What are you building from the back to go forward? But you have a goalkeeper that is there keeping a clean sheet, and you're still scoring 4 goals. So what do you want? You want to score goals if you still build from the back. So I just feel like you can make excuse. I understand what she's trying to. She's trying to say that she has 2 number ones. But when you're going to a tournament, you have only 1 number one because there's no time for you to change and change and change. And a goalkeeper going to tournaments,
And that's what she did at the World Cup. Didn't she have a number one over the World Cup?
exactly.
And that number one played to the match at the World Cup.
Exactly. Now, I'm looking at the quarterfinals. Very interesting game between Nigeria and Zambia.
Yeah.
And when you look at South Africa, Zambia, Morocco, Nigeria, all on 7 points.
Yeah.
So ideally, these are teams that you'd have to see them in the semi-finals. But unfortunately, the lack of the draw, it means that between between the Copper Queens and the Super Falcons.
No, between Super Falcons and Super Queen. Put Super Falcons first. No,
Here we go again.
No. Super Falcons will be first. No. There's only one team going to semi-finals.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who is meeting Super Falcons in semi-finals? That's when
I think in the semi-finals I'm meeting the Copper Queens.
You must first of all pass that Senegalese team.
Yeah.
That Senegalese team.
Yeah.
This is a knockout.
No. Can we stick to? We've spoken about that.
Okay, yes. Falcon meeting Banyana Banyana.
Yes.
You come. Just try to win your game. We're waiting for you. We play 7 o'clock. We play 5 o'clock. So you playing 8 o'clock. So we wait for you. You come in to meet us. We prepare nice place for you.
But I think for me, this is one game that I consider it to be a semi-final before the semi-final. Looking at what I've just said first, that both teams got 7 points. Yeah. And even though they finished second, it was maybe due to a goal difference issue in their group, Zambia. And I guess in terms of the quality, because when you look at who's this lady?
Grace.
Not Grace, man. The most expensive.
Oh yeah, her name escapes me now.
Because when you look at the players that they've got, besides Banda, there's Rachel Kundananji. She's the most expensive women's footballer today, after she was bought in the US. So you look at Grace Chanda as well. They've got a number of quality players in their team, and so is the Super Falcons. Yeah. So there's a lot at stake in this game.
No, it's a big game. It's a big game. I think, Zambia is a very good team. Nigeria need to respect them very well. But the Super Falcon has that, that aura within the team that, even Ashola now, so if she's not sure on her position now because in the last game, he has a disciplinary issue with the coach and they're trying to sort that internally. But I don't think he's going to start the next game because, you have players that came in from the bench and contributed, scored goals and played very well. So Nigerians, with the fans and everyone in Nigeria say, no, if you give someone opportunity, and she take it, you have to start with her, And you have a lot of good players, most especially the one from Liverpool there, and she did very well, contributed, scored in the first game. And I think, they have a lot of players that can contribute with her. Because with Ashola there, she's a very, very good player. But a lot of teams now know that Nigeria want to play through her. So now she's being marked, properly. But with other players now, they haven't made that name like Ashola. So I think, playing other players, she coming in as a substitute can still help the team. But for now, I just think that they need to find other way to beat team. Because, knockout game now, You don't need to experiment. We're talking about, with the goalkeeping scenario with the Banyana Banyana team. So you need to play your best team out for you to win, because it's a knockout game. It's a once-off game. You don't want to regret anything.
Yeah, and I think lastly on Banyanas, so it's also important to see how some players coming from the bench, and also some of the players maybe who might not have started in this tournament, the likes of Salgado. In fact, let's listen to Salgado before we talk more about her.
Yeah, I think we did have a bumpy start, but it's normal. We came together in the tournament from our clubs, and we just made sure that what the coaches wanted us to do at training, we tried to implement in the field. Some days things won't go to plan, but definitely in our last game we showed that our hard work at training is paying off, and we are looking at something bigger. And I think it came together at the perfect time, going into quarters. We're ready, we know what's expected of us. The team started to gel together a lot more. We understand each other much better as well. So I think going into the next few games, the next game, we are ready mentally and physically. We know what's at stake. So we're just going to give our best and top of that performance that we lifted from the last game. Like I mentioned, every team is coming out to beat us as being defending champions. So it's not going to be an easy one, but we definitely going to go out there and give our best and look for victory, of course. It's not going to be easy. We're going to need each other. We're going to need our fans, the support from South Africans, backing us and being behind us no matter the outcome. Just know that we'll go out there and give 100%. We won't stop working until we get the result that we want. We've managed to watch a few clips. Obviously, they've been in tournaments as well, so we watch our positions. We do a lot of video sessions as well to analyze them, so that we can have a game plan going into the game. We just have to go out there, stick to the plan that we come up with, and give our best. It's a very crucial game. We have our country behind us, expecting us to do well and give them good results, but also ourselves. We owe it to ourselves. We work so hard to be where we are now, and we want to defend the title. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone has the same goal. So it's a very crucial 3 points that we need. Well, a win, let me say, that we need in order to go into the next step. Of course, it was very disappointing. Didn't expect that to happen, but it's football, it's part of the game. Very heartbreaking, but happy to be where I am now. It took a lot of work to get back into the squad and make sure I'm at the right level to be here. I had a lot of support from my family. They always stood by me and made sure that I keep pushing and I never give up on my dream. So just being here, it's a real honor. And also, I couldn't have done it without God. God has been by my side. He strengthened me and helped me through this process. I'm just happy to be here.
And how was it like being on the pitch for the first time? It was against Mali, right?
Yeah, it was incredible.
In the WAFCON.
Yes, my first WAFCON. Obviously, taking the pitch was incredible. Just stepping onto the field, taking in that moment. And I knew I was hungry to play. It's something I've been looking forward to. So I went out there and gave my best. And hopefully I can get more minutes and just make it a memorable tournament and come back with the cup.
I'm happy to see Salgado coming out of age, because she's been one player who's always been out there, but maybe injuries have also not been kind to her as well. But Salgado, you look at in fact, Nonhlanhla Mthandi, you just look at the number of players who come from that bench, and I know now there's the darling,
The darling, the new one.
the darling, Donnelly, maybe because of
because of the looks, maybe, I don't know.
Yes, because I don't think this is our football now anymore. But I think this is what you need also from Banyana. You need the eye candy. You need the eye candy, but also with the skills and the goals. And
So at the end of the day, it's
to see
football.
us scoring there. But I think what I'm happy about, it is not just about the usual suspects now. That we need Jermaine. Jermaine is still there with key passes, key assists, and also the captain Rafilo coming. But I think it's good to see the likes of Linda and everyone, but also the new talent emerging as well.
Yeah, no, it's very important. And I'm talking about Salgado. She has been around the team for a very long time. I think over the years she has gained experience. She has been to a couple of tournaments, played in some of the big matches and that kind of thing. So if you have that kind of depth coming on the bench and also fresher and younger players coming through, we spoke about it here a few weeks ago that the turnaround is quite interesting because also next day, you start with the World Cup. So these younger players that are not starting players now, that are on the fringes of the starting lineup, will gain valuable experience from this tournament. So that when we shift focus to the World Cup, maybe if Filajani is not continuing, Jermaine is not continuing. I don't know what Slinda's thinking about going forward. So if those stalwarts of the team are not available or they are not starting players anymore, we have got a crop of younger players who are coming through, which is very good. And it's the same thing which is happening with the boys now. We have got a very, very good crop of under 17s and under 20s that you can feel going forward.
Sure.
The national team is in good hands because these boys, they've been exposed to higher level junior football, international, and it wouldn't be much of a problem for them to progress to the senior national teams. So it's very important to have depth like that.
Yeah.
And now we are starting to export again, especially when it comes to the boys. We'll get to that discussion later on. So now, gents, let's move out of this discussion and we come with predictions. There's 4 matches to be played. We're just looking for 4 semi-finalists, starting with a game between Morocco and Mali.
Host country, I mean, first game they really a little bit shaky, but during the tournament they pick up very well. I think Morocco will go through for that. Morocco, because Mali, I'm not too convinced in Mali.
No, let me agree with my coach. This time will be full. And also, I think host nations don't have the right to progress, but it's also important for the host nation to progress to keep the tournament alive.
Okay.
No, jump Falcon.
I'm only the mediator. Right? So
Skip the Falcon one.
Algeria, Ghana.
Whew. Yeah, that's tough. But you would feel Ghana looks like they're up for this.
Yes.
I think women's football.
Because even in our game, as much as we beat them, but they were there, they were present.
Yeah, I think finally the people are taking women's football seriously in the country. So I'll love to see Ghana go through.
Against Algeria, I also fancy Ghana against Algeria.
No, Algeria, straight up. Ghana, the end of the road for Ghana. They tried. At least they make it.
I think I know where this one is coming from. This one is political. This one is political.
It's a jollof rice.
Yeah, this one is political.
No, Ghana insulted Ghana. We're not trying to win Ghana again. The female team our female team beat Ghana.
It's a jollof derby.
The male team beat Ghana, so there's no rivalry with Ghana.
But also, you must know politically there are similar intentions between Ghana and Nigeria. I know where it's coming from.
They tried to they already, at least, the quarterfinal is okay.
The black pins, like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But they won 4-1 in the last game, eh?
No, that was the last game. This proper. We're talking about the proper tournament now. This proper tournament. Algeria, we wipe them.
Okay, so let's move. We're not going to play. It's not going to change
Okay. Greg Itavia, Nigeria's finest. Super Falcons, Papa Queens.
Let's go to the next
Let's start with you.
This one. This match is good enough to be a final.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's two top teams. Top players on both sides. And then you also have got top individual players, individual players on both sides.
Yes.
This one I don't know.
No.
To the people at home, I really don't know.
I smell an upset.
No.
This one I don't know, but I mean, if you really, press me.
Niger.
I'll go with Zambia.
Boss, no. Boss, I just feel like, for me, I don't want to say anything. I'll see you guys next week. I see you in the semi-finals. I'll wait for you in the semi-finals.
Let me go with my neighbor.
Okay.
Let me go
I think
Shipolopolo.
Copa Queens.
No.
Yeah.
I wait for you.
Yeah, Shipolopolo. Copa Queens.
I'm waiting for Banyana.
Sorry, Okama. Yeah.
There's no upset.
Banyana,
No.
Senegal.
No, Banyana, straight up. Because they're top, man.
Obvious.
You know, they're top, they're defending champion. They have been playing very well. Play the right players in the quarterfinals. You need to go to the semifinals. There's no experiment there in the quarterfinals. It's a knockout stage now. Put your best players on the pitch. And yeah, I think they're going to be too strong for Senegal.
Yes.
Banyana straight up.
Straight up, ne?